Man. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the live, man. Today I'm gonna do a little bit of back. We'll talk a little bit. I'm gonna get the workout going right away, actually. So it's one of my favorite back exercise, man. If you know, you know. Hey. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, guys, to my live. My name is Lannie. If it's your first time joining the live stream, once again, my name is Lannie. I'm a personal trainer in the New York State area. If you guys live in the tri-state area, Connecticut, New Jersey, any part of New York State, and you're looking for a personal trainer, you could contact me via email, comments, and hopefully we could get a conversation going. And if that's something you could afford monthly, let's give it a try. I could be there to motivate you. I could be there to help you with your food plans. I could be there to help you grow the muscles that you want. I could be there to help you get stronger, so yeah, guys, appreciate it. Thank you guys very much for joining the live stream. Yeah, today, what's in the news today? What's in the headlines? So what's his name? Luigi is in the headlines today. Today was his court appearance for second degree murder. So that's what's in the headlines today, man. And I don't know what's your stance. I don't know how you guys feel about Luigi. If you guys feel like he's a hero, or you guys feel like he's a cold-blooded murderer. I don't know what you guys feel in regards to Luigi. What I feel, honestly, towards Luigi is that we all know there is a big problem in this world. Not just in the United States. We're talking about the pharmaceutical industry. We all, as human beings, as Americans, as Europeans, I'm in America, so I'm speaking for America, but we all know, people in Europe know, people in Asia know, people in South America knows, people in the Caribbean know, people all around the world know exactly what's going on with the pharmaceutical industry. And what Luigi did, was it right? It's to me, there's other ways you could go around and figure things out to get to solve problems. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Luigis in this world. Meaning that there's a lot of people that's fed up with the health system, with the pharmaceutical system, with the healthcare system. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that's frustrated. Luigi, I'm pretty sure Luigi is not the first person, and he's not going to be the last person to do what he did. Do I think what he did is bad? If you ask me, it's bad. Listen, we don't go around solving our problems with violence, because regardless of this, the end of the day, the violence does not solve the problem. No matter who might say violence solve violence, in very, very rare occasions, violence may solve a situation. In very rare situations. But the majority of time, it's always best to go in a diplomatic route to solve an issue. There is a lot of Luigis out there. There's a lot of people that's frustrated with the healthcare system. There's a lot of people that's frustrated with the pharmaceutical system all around the world. You know what I mean? But talking about Luigi today, because today was his court appearance, and I wish him the best. People would say, Luigi is a hero. There's a lot of people out there that that really is supporting Luigi. And in a situation like that, I can't lie to you guys, because I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian person, so I'm a godly person. I don't really believe in acting out in a violent way to solve your problems, because it's always a repercussion, and the repercussion could be the taking of your own life, or you could end up spending years and years of your own life in a situation that would have you depressed to the end of your days in this life until the next life comes. So I hope and wish the best for Luigi. I hope and wish him the best. And once again, man, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of Luigis in this world. There's a lot of people that's frustrated with the system. There's a lot of people out there that's, that thinking what Luigi been thinking for years, but they just didn't have the balls to carry that out. But I'm pretty sure all around the world, there's people that's frustrated every single day with the healthcare system and the pharmaceutical system. There's people all around the world that's frustrated, man. So, once again, I don't condone violence to solve problems. I really don't, because now, unfortunately, Luigi is going to have to suffer for years of his life. Regardless, if he go to court and they take the situation, we're just going to take it to trial. And by somehow, some way, by technicality, his lawyers could beat the case by an insane defense, or it's a whole bunch of ways you could defend the client in the justice system. But if by somehow, some way that they get him off the situation, you know what I mean? It's still going to suffer through his life. Because let me just explain the reason I'm saying that. As human beings, when we take another life, it haunts us forever and ever and ever. It's a complete thing that I don't even care if you're in the military, and if you're not a military person, because I'm talking from somebody that I know closely that was in the military, that went to Afghanistan, Iraq, so I'm talking about a friend of mine that served in the military for over 22 years. And to this day, for all the things that he have done in the military and in other countries on their soil, not in the United States, in other countries far from the United States, the things that he did personally and the things that he done since happened, it always flashes in his mind. It always come back up. We could be talking about something and he'll see something from the distance, and immediately he would just come up and start talking about something that's similar to what he just seen. And now he's in America, he's retired, and he's living his civilian life. But it's never. One thing I learned about being around my boy, that I don't think he's never ever going to be normal. He's never going to have that mentality as such as me, like a person who never took another life. And in war, it happens all the time. In war, in any type of chaos, violence, it happens. But I don't think people who goes through that form of violence in their life by taking another human being life or taking numbers of human beings' lives, I don't think they're ever going to be the same. I don't think it's never going to be the same. You're never going to be the same person. So regardless if Luigi's lawyer figure out and get him off on some form of technicality, they get him off for insanity or whatever the situation might be, Luigi is still going to suffer throughout his life. So that's why, and I'm talking as a Christian, I'm talking as a godly, loving person, that I don't ever think solving a problem with violence, it's right. Because it's just forever and ever and ever. You're going to have to live with that in your conscience. No matter what's the situation. I'm not hoping this guy go to jail. I hope he don't ever go to jail. I hope, things work out. The other person already lost his life. May God rest his soul. His soul traveled. He's already about to reborn. He's already reborn. That's what happens. When we die, when we lose this body, our soul never dies. Our soul travels to something else. Our souls go into something else that God created on this earth. I tell people all the time, always be kind and generous to every and all of the creation God has on this planet. Because when this body goes, via violence, via old age, via sickness, or whatever it might be, whenever this body goes, your soul never dies. So immediately when this body shuts down, your soul travel and you're going to be reborn. You could be reborn as an animal. You could be reborn as another human being. You could be reborn as a plant. You could be reborn as a fish. Like, you could be reborn as something else that God has on this planet. Our soul never dies. Never ever dies. So the thing about it is that I just don't see solving problems with violence as a way to go through life, because you're never going to remain the same. I think, and just knowing, for having a personal friendship with somebody that spent years of their lives in the military in two separate wars, that had to be a part of that life, and what that person done seen and what that person was involved in. And still to this day, when I hang around my boy, like, we go places and he will see something that immediately bring up past memories. And he'll start talking about past stuff and then he'll cry. Like, he left tough and now he's highly emotional. Highly emotional. And a lot of the emotional comes from the things that he witnessed and the things that he had to be involved in, being in the United States military. So just being around him, I know for a fact, when human beings hurt another human being in a violent way, it's something that stays in our conscience. Regardless if it's justified or not, it stays in our conscience forever. So Luigi, I hope and wish him the best. I really do, because I don't wish death or jail upon nobody. But we all have to face the consequences for our actions. We all have to face the consequences for our actions. Some people hail Luigi as a hero. Some people think what he did is crazy. So you could play both sides, but there's a lot of people like Luigi in this world right now that is super duper frustrated with the healthcare system and with the pharmaceutical industry. It's a whole lot of Luigis in this world. He's just one of those people that had the balls to pull off what he did. He's just one of those guys that he had the balls to actually really do something about how he felt. That I'm pretty sure hundreds of thousands of people could relate to Luigi's story. Hundreds of thousands of people in the United States, all around the world. We're talking about millions of people within the world could relate to Luigi's story. His frustration with the healthcare system, his frustration with the pharmaceutical industry, like his frustration with what's going on, that nobody in the government is doing anything about. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that have that frustration, that could seriously say that they share the frustration that he had inside of him. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that hold that same frustration inside of them because of the situation that's going on. I'm pretty sure it's a lot. Yeah, I just finished doing some deadlifts too, bro. Oh man, I'm gonna post the deadlifts video for some shorts. So later on, you guys, once I get off the live, you guys can look at the channel. I'm gonna post them the deadlifts. Did some heavy deadlifts because I had to charge the phone once I got to the house. We came from work, so. Oh. Yeah, man. It's so much frustration with the health industry. And I have another, bro. The industry that really drives me nuts that nothing gets done about is the pharmaceutical industry. Bro, do you know more Americans, more Europeans, more Asians, more South Americans die from drugs that's prescribed to them all around the world? More people die. Many and many people is dying every single day from prescription drugs that's prescribed to them from a doctor than from getting shot. Nobody in the government talks about stuff like that. And that's something that, bro, that it kills me. Like, so many people die every single day from pharmaceutical drugs, from overdose, from, like so many people, dude. The opioid crisis is not just in America. The opioid crisis is all around the world because pharmaceutical companies, they're, to me, those pharmaceutical companies, pharmaceutical industries is tax-paying drug dealers. That's how I look at the pharmaceutical industry. They're tax-paying drug dealers. This pharmaceutical industry is the people. They're pushing doctors to prescribe patients high amounts of dangerous drugs that the doctors themselves even know how harmful is those drugs. You go to the doctor these days and you tell the doctor, like, for instance, I went to from since I was little. I'll tell you a story. From since I was little, right? I used to have strep throat. I don't know if you guys know what strep throat. Like my tonsils flares up. Like depends on if like me, I have to constantly wash my hands. I can never take my hands and touch my face or put my hands in my mouth. Like every little thing, very, very like it triggers my tonsil. Like depends on, okay, there's a lot of things that I can't eat. Like if I eat chocolate, it flares up. It's a possibility it could flare up my tonsils. Red meat, it's a possibility my tonsils will get flared up. If I catch a cold, high fever, my tonsils flares up as well. So since I was a little kid, since I was like 5 years old, and my family, my grandparents, like never wanted to cut my tonsils because they have you sign paperwork. The surgery is very dangerous. And then after the surgery, they tell you will never be able to speak the same after you remove your tonsils. You could live a normal life, but you will never be able to speak. Your words and your voice will change. And God forbid, worse could happen after you remove your tonsils. So, and that's my story. So I went to the emergency room, dude, like, I'd say that was back in like November. I think like November 24th. And I'm not one to go to the doctor, bro. Listen, I'm one of several people that when I could feel a little sick or something, I'll try to do it the best I can with natural stuff. With natural stuff like when my tonsils flares up, I'll drink salt water with a little bit of lemon, hot, just gargle the water. Like there's things I do, but for like a whole week, everything I did didn't work. I was in pain. And if you know about having strep throat, if you know about having swollen tonsils, listen, you cannot even drink nothing. Your own saliva, when you're swallowing your own saliva, the pain is so bad, super duper bad. So after a whole week of me enduring the pain, just sucking up the pain and like, hopefully everything I'm trying will work, something natural will work. After 7 days, I'm like, I have to go to the emergency room. So I checked myself into the emergency room at 7:30 in the evening. I came from work and I'm like, okay. And mind you, I was working the whole week with the pain, dude. And after I came home, I'm like, I have to go to the doctor, dude. So I went to check myself into the emergency room immediately. These people, what's your health coverage? What's your coverage? Medical coverage. I had to give them my medical card, whatever. Once I went to go see the doctor, it took like 3 hours, sitting waiting. Immediately, the doctors decided to say, listen, there is 2 things you could take to reduce the swelling. And if you would like to, make an appointment to have your tonsils removed. My whole point of bringing this story up, The doctors don't tell you, okay, you know what? This is the best way naturally to take care of your tonsils. You know, this is the best way. And I heard it since I was a little kid. So I know exactly a lot of my personal doctor told me a lot of good ways, natural ways to get my tonsils swelling down whenever it flares up. You know, so I tried all of those things. That's the reason I went to the emergency room. My whole point is saying that to say this. Nowadays, you go to the doctors, immediately they want to prescribe you with some bullshit. They want to prescribe you as fast as possible with some pharmaceutical drugs to get you out. Take your money, leave. Go to the pharmacy, get the drugs, hope and wish the best. Hope you don't get addicted. That's the way the doctors work. They know how dangerous is those drugs, but they are immediately want to write you a prescription to leave the hospital, to leave the doctor's office as fast as possible so the next person could come, so they could take the next person money and just write them prescriptions, knowing the danger that comes with the prescriptions. So with the pharmaceutical company pushing doctors and paying doctors to push their agenda by giving the drugs out as fast as possible, it's a serious problem because so many people in this world is dying from drug overdose, from pharmaceutical drugs. And yet the cartels are terrible. Bro, I'm not saying no drug dealing form is okay. The cartels are terrible, absolutely. But the biggest drug dealers in the world is the pharmaceutical industry. In the world, and they get away with it. They get away with it. Painkillers, prescription painkillers, who created it? You're gonna blame the cartels for creating the painkillers, the opioids. You're gonna blame the cartels for creating those little pills to give people for pain? No. The pharmaceutical company create those things. That's another thing that's frustrating in this entire world. It frustrates me. But I'm not one to go to solve my problems with violence. So I could speak upon it as much as I can. And hopefully one day it changes. Like Luigi, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of people in this world that could relate to Luigi's frustration. Because Luigi's seen firsthand the health industry, the way that system works, your benefits, the coverage, your health benefits, the way that whole thing works is always going to be for the companies to win. The healthcare system is always going to be the people that own those healthcare system, the people that own those companies, they're the people that's up there to stand to make millions upon millions of dollars. Whereas the poor people just get all the time, over and over and over and over again. And Luigi he stood up. You know, the frustration got him to the point that he's like, you know what, bro? Somebody got to do something about this situation. Somebody got to just bring light to the situation. But since that happened with Luigi, he's locked up now. Everything is still going the same. You know, that's why I said, like, what he did was to shine light on the healthcare industry. What he did, he sacrificed his own life to shine light on a system that's making the people at the top richer and richer every single day, and the people in the bottom get every day. So he tried to shine a light and bring attention to this issue. But guess what happened? Luigi is in jail, fighting for his freedom. And people are supporting him. He has great lawyers. But at the end of the day, look, what my whole point is, at the end of the day, from since that situation happened, everybody was protesting. Yes. Everybody knew the situation that's going on with the healthcare industry, that is bad. It's terrible. And there was protest for like a week. And look what happens now. Everything is back to normal. The whole thing about these situations, just like the pharmaceutical industry, the healthcare industry, those are some giant industries. Giant. And the only people in your country that can make a difference with those big companies like that, because they have the big money. They have the big money to take those cases, to the Supreme Court, to take it to the highest level of court. They have that money to take it. So the only people that can fight the healthcare system and the pharmaceutical system is the government. It's the government. Regular people like me and you, Luigi came from money. His family is, believe it or not, this guy's family has money. He came from money. But regardless, this is a type of fight that your average American cannot handle, because you're going up against a pharmaceutical industry. Those people are giants. They have boatloads of money. You're going up against the healthcare industry, boatloads of money. So it's very, very hard for regular Joe, like Luigi, like myself, like other people that understand Luigi's pain, that understand exactly why Luigi did what he did. You know, people who could relate to Luigi, that will understand, like, yeah, this guy is frustrated of this. This has been going on way too long. But at the same time, his actions did not bring no changes. The system remains the same. That's just my whole thing. That's why I said, like, going the violent route to solve issues, to solve any type of problems, at the end of the day, never really solves the problem. It doesn't solve it. You know, like, I think the best way to solve problems is to do it in a diplomatic way. Let's meet at the table. We don't agree. Okay, that's 100% is obvious. We do not agree what's going on right now. We don't agree. But I'm here, you here. We're on opposite side of the situation. How can we come to the middle? How can we meet each other in the middle and compromise so we could work this out? It only comes through diplomatic actions. That's the only how stuff like that works out. You know, because no matter how different I am from you, we have different opinions and stuff. We do things in a different manner. We talk differently. I don't agree with what you say. You don't agree with what I say. But the best way for us to come to an agreement on a situation, on a topic that we are super far on this topic. We are out here on this topic. How can we come to the middle to make it work for both of us? It's through diplomatic actions. And it's going to take a lot of compromising. It always have to, listen, to solve any problem, to solve any issue in this world, when you're doing it the right way, the diplomatic way, it's going to have to be, sacrifice has to be made. 100%. You're going to have to give stuff that you don't want to give. You're going to have to agree to stuff that you truly don't want to agree to this stuff, because inside of you, you're like, I'm never going to believe in this. This is not my way. I don't like this. You have your own way of thinking. I have my own way of thinking. But if we don't give up stuff to meet in the middle and resolve this issue is going to continue going on and on and on and on for generations. For generations. Anybody right now that's going through some form of aggravation, they're angry, they're frustrated with anything that's going on within their lives, I will say to you guys, going a violent way to solve your problems, it will never work. Luigi is a perfect example. He took his frustration and he went the violent path to solve it. But at the end of the day, Luigi shed light to an industry that's been taking advantage for years. The healthcare industry been taking advantage of people for years. And he shed light on that fact. But before he shed light on that fact, millions upon people in the world, in the United States, knew that. Before Luigi did what he did in Manhattan, hundreds of thousands, millions of people in the United States knew the fact that the healthcare system takes advantage of the poor, 100%. But he took the violent route to bring attention to a situation that he was hoping that changes could come after he did what he did. Luigi's situation is a month ago, probably a little longer than a month. I don't know exactly how long it's been, probably like a month or over a month. And today is his court appearance, so that's why he's in the news. Everybody's talking about the situation again. But once today go, everything is back to regular. The fight that Luigi is fighting, just like a whole bunch of other Americans are fighting, the internal fight that the frustration they feel every single day towards the healthcare industry, the frustration the average American feel that they have a family member who died from a drug overdose, from an opioid overdose, the frustration that family members feel towards the pharmaceutical industry, the frustration they go through every single day. A lot of people can relate to those frustrations because you have somebody you love that died from an opioid overdose, that the drugs was prescribed from a doctor because that person complained they had a knee problem. And then they just got hooked. You might say, oh yeah, it's not the doctor's fault. Of course it's doctor's fault. You know the drug is that powerful. There's alternatives before you prescribe that drug that you know. That God forbid that person get hooked to that drug. It could be the end of them. Before you write that prescription so fast, tell them alternative ways that they could solve the pain before you write that prescription. Make that writing the prescription the last resort. Figure out other ways, but no, the pharmaceutical industry, immediately they're pushing it on the doctors, and the doctors are pushing it onto the patients. As soon as you go to a doctor's office nowadays, my back hurts, my lower back, my upper back, my knees, my fingers, my wrists, my toes. Immediately, dude, you get this doctor's writing your prescription to go pick up drugs. Come on, dude. Oh. Yep. Ooh. Oh. Please turn that off for me, please. Yeah, guys, it's just, and God bless Luigi, man, but for what he sacrificed, which is his life, and nothing changed. You know, nothing changed in the healthcare system. Nothing changed from since he did what he did. You know, and once again, I think that type of fight has to be fought by 100% by the government. That's the only how this type of fights have a chance. If the government goes up against those private healthcare companies that's taking as much advantage as they can of people. You know, it's hard for people like me and you and whomever else that, you know, that's frustrated. Like me personally, like I'm frustrated with the pharmaceutical industry because I think these people are paying taxes to kill millions of people every year. And that's why they get away with it, because they're paying taxes. Just like the healthcare system, the healthcare companies, they're paying taxes. These companies are paying taxes to commit the worst crimes on this earth, and they're getting away with it. I don't get it, but once again, I could just vent my frustration as much as I can, making videos like this, and hopefully something could change. You know, hopefully something could change. I don't have the financial capability to go up against the pharmaceutical industry. I don't. You know, and nothing could change the pharmaceutical industry unless the government get involved. Nothing could change. They're going to keep manufacturing and rampantly manufacturing opioids from now on for a very long time. The opioids that's every single day, the Oxycontins, the all of those opioids. I could sit here and name a bunch of these things, and that's killing people every single day. They are creating it every single day in labs, every single day. All of those drugs are being created, you know, by the by the smartest scientists in the world. But I thank God though for my doctor. Like growing up, I had a really good family doctor. She's still my doctor today, and she always told me how important it is to solve my health problem with natural stuff that God put on this earth. My doctor always tell me for every problem that we have internally inside of our body, there is something God put on this planet to cure that problem. She always say, look for what's natural to cure what you're feeling. With the pain that you're feeling, look for natural ways to cure that pain. And even when my blood pressure was to the roof, because I used to be close to 400 pounds, like now you're looking at me now and you're like, oh, this guy look jacked, but it took me close to 7 years to look the way I'm looking now. But I used to be close to 400 pounds, you know what I mean? And I remember going to my doctor for years. My blood pressure is to the roof. And she used to just tell me ways to reduce my blood pressure. My cholesterol used to be to the roof. And she used to just tell me simple ways to lower my cholesterol. Stop eating fried food. Stop eating processed food. Like she used to tell me those things over and over and over and over again. But as a good person that she is, she never wanted to prescribe me drugs. She just, every time I used to go see my doctor 3 times a week because she used to be so worried about me and I used to be so pudgy. She used to be worried about me because I was born 10 and a half pounds, so I grew up pudgy. But I can remember back in the days, man, my doctor used to dude, I used to go see her 3 times a year, and every time I see her, she never wrote a prescription for me, dude. She never did it. She just always tell me ways to do things the right way. Ways to avoid a heart attack, ways to avoid a stroke. What's the best food you can eat for your kidneys? What's the best food you can eat for your lungs? What's the best food you can eat for your heart? There's not doctors like that no more in this world. There's no doctors like that, man. You get private doctors nowadays, and instead of these people actually sitting down in the doctor's office with you after you get a checkup and tell you, okay, you know what? You have this problem. Your kidneys are a little fatty. Your lungs are a little fatty. This is the food that you should eat for at least 2 months. Start eating this food so your livers could reduce inside and get healthy again. No, they just want to give you the drugs to put in your body to solve the problems. But what people don't understand, you're taking a drug for your knee, and that drug may work for your knee, but now that drug is messing up your heart. You're taking a drug for your back pains, and that drug is messing up your lungs. So every drug that people put in their body and think, okay, is for this one situation, is just going to take care of this situation. It might take care of that situation. It might take care of your back. It might take care of your knees, but it's doing damage to something else. Because when you take a pill and you put a pill into your body, it goes through your system. So going through your system, it affects other things inside of your body. It goes through your system down to your knees or down to your lower back, and the pain may go away because it's going through your system. But everything else in that drugs could be harmful to other things inside of your body because you're consuming that drugs. Once you get into your stomach, it dissolves. So now it's going all through your blood system, everywhere in your body. They don't tell you those things, but that's the fact. You're taking a pill for a headache, and that pill could basically ruin your lungs. It could ruin your heart. That's why I don't believe in taking pharmaceutical medication for anything unless it's really, really drastic. I honestly believe my doctor when she said there is always a cure that God already put on this earth for every sickness that we're going to face in this world. It's a cure that God already put on this earth. I tell people all the time, man, to avoid going through life sick, watch what you put in your mouth. Watch what you put in your mouth. Because a lot of these foods that's being sold in your local supermarket, a lot of these foods that's been sold in wholesale food places, Those foods are contaminated with other chemicals, with so much shit these days. These people, these food companies are putting in those food to just sell it to people. They don't care. They just want the money. I think the majority of sickness in this world comes from the food that we choose to eat. That's why it's so important to eat natural stuff that God already put on this earth. It's super important to always include garlic in your diet, ginger in your diet, turmeric. It's super duper important. Lettuce, tomatoes, carrots, like to put those type of veggies is very important to eat vegetables, natural stuff that have been put on this earth for us. Mangoes, orange, like it's good. Don't consume too much sugary fruits, but fruits are good. Instead of eating processed food like cakes, the bullshit, the processed meat, all of those stuff is just meant to kill you faster. Nobody talks about this stuff. You know what I mean? So I could sit here and talk a million things about the pharmaceutical industry. I'm pretty sure there's other people that feels the same way like I do. What Luigi did, I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of other people that would love to do what Luigi did, that is completely frustrated with the healthcare system. You don't have money, you can't get this coverage. You don't have money. It's all about money. You don't have that type of money, you can't get dental coverage. You don't have that type of money, you can't get the heart for you to treat your heart. Like what? It all comes down to how much money you have in the healthcare system. The healthcare system, that's all it, bro. This is so corrupted. These private systems are super duper corrupted. People are dying every single day, left and right, because they don't have the money to get the coverage, the healthcare coverage they need to survive. It's outrageous. So I'm pretty sure there is millions of other people that feel the same way Luigi felt. The same way Luigi felt, and probably he still feels that way no matter he's locked up. I'm pretty sure there is millions of people in this world right now that share that same viewpoint like Luigi, but he just had the balls to carry it out. But a lot of people have that frustration within them with the healthcare system, especially if you lost a loved one, if you lost your mother or your father, your grandparents, because you didn't have the money to get the correct coverage, to get the correct coverage so your family could go see a good doctor. You know how hurtful that is, bro? That the healthcare industry, rather you die, if you don't have the money for the coverage you need to survive and stay alive. They don't care. They don't care how bad is your teeth. You don't have the money to get dental, you're not getting dental. It's corrupted, man. But once again, I don't condone the violence. I really don't. I really, really don't condone the violence, because violence don't solve problems. It's on very rare occasions violence do solve problems. There are certain people in this world and certain situations in this world that you do have to approach with violence. I'm not going to say that and say it in lightly, because I'm a Christian person. I believe in God. I believe in putting things in the hands of God and his family to deal with. But there is occasions in this world. Once again, there is occasions in this world, and I'm not talking about condoning violence. I don't condone violence. I don't think it's a good idea to ever solve your problem with violence. But, and it's a big but, there is certain situations that you have to go into with a strong mind. And I'm saying a strong mind, meaning that it's a possibility it could lead into that direction. If something is going on with you and somebody's doing bad things to you and you keep pushing back and like you did everything the right way to solve this problem, and people just keep pushing you and pushing and pushing you, it comes to the point that you want to take it to that extreme. So I'm not going to say it's never a reason to go that route, but very, very rare as human beings, we have to take the route of violence. It's very rare. It's possible that sometimes you'll have to go that direction, but it's very, very rare you would have to actually go to violent direction. You know what I mean? Because violence in reality doesn't solve a lot. It does not. It really don't. You know, and what's going on with Luigi is a perfect example. He went the violent route, but nothing. The healthcare system is still the same. Nothing got solved. Nothing. He just basically took another person's life. They're going to be another boss to replace this. The guy who got killed, they're going to be somebody else to replace him. That's just how these companies work. They're going to find another scum to pay to do this guy's job. That's it. The healthcare system is corrupted. The pharmaceutical system is corrupted, and all they have to do is pay tax, and they could do whatever they want. Pay tax on the company, pay tax on the business, and they do whatever they want. The healthcare system is corrupted. It's going to always be corrupted because the people that's benefiting the most is the people that's donating the money to the politicians, and the money is getting donated to the politician. Whoever is elected to those offices, now they have this. The pharmaceutical company got these people in their pocket. So there is nothing they're going to do in Congress to try to solve the healthcare problem. It's never going to, bro. It's all about money, bro. It's sad, but that's just the way it is. If you guys just joining the live, my name is Lannie, man. I'm a personal trainer in the New York State area. Today I'm doing back workouts and just having a conversation. That's all I'm doing. Doing some bend over rows. Very effective for your back. Lats. Yeah, so it's a lot of people in this world that's frustrated with the system, but it all boils down to money. At the end of the day, it all boils down to money, man. You know, and it's sad, especially it's most sad when you lose somebody that you know could have been saved if you had a little more money to pay for the coverage. I'm talking about the healthcare system. It's sad. It's super sad when you know that your family member, your loved one, could have been saved if they had the right coverage, the right health coverage, and they had to die because they didn't have the money to afford that coverage. It's sad. It's in the United States, one of the best countries in the world, one of the wealthiest countries in the world, that people just dying every single day because they don't have the correct medical coverage for treatment. They don't have the medical coverage to afford the drugs that they need to keep them alive to solve the health problem. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, man. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people in this world that share the frustration, just like Luigi. I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure right there, because this guy got so much money donated to him to pay his lawyers from regular people that just supports him because of what happened. It's just, my whole thing about the situation is that he's going to have to suffer for years of his life because of his actions. He's going to suffer for years of his life, and nothing was done. No change was made. No change was made in the healthcare system. You know, he took a bold step. He took a huge step towards creating changes. He took a huge step towards bringing changes in the system, in the healthcare system. But nothing changed. He did that and nothing changed. And that's what I'm sad about. You know, and I said from the beginning of this stream that I have a close friend that did 20 plus years in the military, the United States, and he went into 2 wars, Afghanistan and Iraq. And he had to be a part of things that he had to be a part of bad things, and he had to witness bad things happening. And when I talk about bad things, human lives being taken. And that's one thing God tells us. As human beings, we should not kill each other. Thou shalt not kill. And my friend, call him my brother. I respect this guy so much that, I called him my brother. That the sacrifice he made for over 20 plus years in the United States military, and now he's living a civilian life, and to this day we go places and he will see certain things that bring back his memory to when he was in Afghanistan, to when he was deployed in Iraq. And he became super emotional off of the things that he had to be a part of and the things that he witnessed had to happen when you're in war. But what I noticed with my friend, what I noticed with his situation is that when you take another person's life, regardless if he's in war, in regular civilian life, whenever a human being take another human being's life, it's something they're always forever going to have to face. It's very rare. And I'm pretty sure that's for every human being. If you're a cop, and you're watching the stream or you know a cop, it's some people will say, oh yeah, I had to do it. And they probably had to defend themselves. Absolutely. They had to do it. It's either they survive or that other person survive. So I completely get that. But you could ask people who if you know someone right now that took another life. It could be for self-defense, it could be for in war, or it could be whatever. If you know somebody that actually had to take someone else's life, sit down and have a conversation with those people and just see for yourself if I'm talking nonsense. If you think I'm talking rubbish, sit with somebody that actually had to take another life, to take a human being life. I'm telling you, they're always going to have that with them forever. It's something that they're always going to live with forever and ever and ever. So regardless if Luigi right now, and I'm saying what I just said is to say this, regardless if Luigi, right? And I hope this guy get out. I hope the best for everybody. I don't wish jail upon nobody. But at the same time, the person that lost their life, he had a family, he had people who cared about him as well. Regardless what industry that he was in making money, he had family members who loved him. He just the industry he decided to be a part of is just, to me, is a criminal organization. The healthcare industry is a criminal organization. That's how I look at the healthcare industry and the pharmaceutical industry. To me, those industries are criminal enterprises, criminal organizations. It's simple. That's my opinion. But the thing about with the Luigi, regardless if he's a lawyer, and he has good lawyers, that woman that's defending him, she's a great lawyer, dude. I did a little background check on that female attorney. She's amazing. But if his lawyers could get him off on a technicality, saying that he's insane, he's not, he wasn't something that was planned, God willing, who knows what could happen? They could take the trial. One of the juries may side with Luigi. 2-3 of the juries may find him not guilty, and he could walk. Hung jury, he walks. So you never know. You never know what could happen with his case. But at the end of the day, if Luigi come back out into society as a free man, he's always going to have to live with the fact that it took another human being's life. And that type of trauma never goes away. That's what I'm just trying to say. Like, regardless of the fact that what he have done, he did it for the reason he thought was he did it for the reason he thought was a good reason, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people could agree with Luigi. But going that extent to prove a point, it never works out, and it will never work. Don't matter how frustrated I can be with the pharmaceutical company, I would never want to take out my frustration on Pfizer, the head of Pfizer. No, I would not want to take my frustration. No, because at the end of the day, the head of Pfizer is getting away with crime because he's paying taxes. What the head of Pfizer and the company, Pfizer company, what that company is doing at the end of the day is legal. In my eyes, I know it's a bunch of nonsense because the company is paying taxes, the company is giving politicians money when they have to run, they're donating money to those politicians. So those companies, they got it. What they're doing is legal by law, 100% legal by law. But as a human being, the practice of a pharmaceutical company, the drugs they're manufacturing to give to people, they're pushing doctors to give patients those terrible opioid drugs. It's killing millions of people every day. But I'm not going to go take my frustration out on the head of Pfizer. No, it doesn't work like that. I could sit with my frustration and just say as much as I can about the situation, but Pfizer and I'm using Pfizer because actually that's what just popped in my head as a pharmaceutical company, but there's a whole bunch of other pharmaceutical companies. What they're doing is legal. They're paying taxes on their business. So the government, they're running a legitimate business where they're doing research. They have the brightest and the smartest scientists in labs doing researches and coming up with the best medication for people. But you figure, guys, you're coming up with so much good medication to solve a back problem. So the medication you're coming up to solve the back problem, all of a sudden is doing damage to my lungs. The medication you guys in the lab came up with, you came up with a medication with some pills, with something to fix the back. But now that medication you guys came up with to fix the back is damaging my lungs, is damaging my kidneys, it's damaging my heart. That's my whole thing about the pharmaceutical industry. They're coming up with medications to solve a knee pain, but that drugs that the doctor is going to prescribe you to solve the pain in your knees is going to now lead to kidney failure. It's going. That's my whole thing, bro. But what they're doing is legal. It's legal because to the government, everything is being done in a safe environment. The cartels, on the other end, which the government is going after, they're doing everything in a chaos environment. They're polluting the air. They're polluting. Come on, man. It's never gonna work because once again, everything they're doing is legal. It's not gonna be a problem. Oh. Ooh. Man, I just want to say to Luigi, God bless you. And I hope and wish you all the best, man. I really do. And it's a lot of people that hold you at high standards. A lot of people right now that have a lot of respect for you, for what you did, for the sacrifice you had made, the sacrifice you made with your life. A lot of people in the United States, a lot of people all around the world, love you because of what you did. And no matter who might feel different towards Luigi, he just showed the frustration that a lot of people in the United States has been feeling for years with the healthcare industry. Luigi just shine light that on the frustration level of so many Americans that's losing family members because they don't have the money to get the coverage they need to survive. And, may God bless him. I hope and wish him all the best. I hope everything works out for him. But the sacrifice he made, it's a huge sacrifice. his life is going to be in the hands of 12 people. He's going to take this case is going to go to trial. So his life is going to eventually be, is not up to a judge. It's going to be his life, his case, and everything is going to be in the hands of 12 strangers that he has no idea who they are. And once again, in situations like that, you never know. Because all it takes is one judge. All it takes is one juror saying not guilty. That's it. All it takes is one juror saying, no, this guy's not guilty. Having some type of compassion, some sympathy for what the guy did. That's all it takes. So I'm not making this stream saying what Luigi did is right, because I don't believe in hurting nobody to prove a point. I don't. I'm a Christian. I'm a godly person. I love God. I love doing what's right in the eyes of God and his family. I love treating people with respect. Like, if you're frustrated with me, I would not want you to take a weapon and come and hurt me. So I feel the same way for other people. It doesn't matter how frustrated I might be with you. I will not take a weapon to go do nothing to you. So I'm not making this video congratulating Luigi and being proud of what Luigi did. No. I'm just making this video saying I understand his frustration. I'm not saying what he did was right by going and taking someone's life to prove a point. I'm not saying that's right, because that's going that violent route is never right. Once again, I'm a Christian. I'm a godly, loving person. So I know it's never a good idea to hurt other people in no way, shape, or form. But being a human being that knows what's going on in the world with the healthcare system and the pharmaceutical industry, it's a situation that I'm pretty sure it crossed a lot of Americans' minds, and especially the Americans that lost a loved one via overdose or for opioid drugs, or the lack of funds for healthcare, that they cannot afford the treatment that they need to survive, and they had to die. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of families in the United States, in Europe, in Asia, in South America, in the Caribbean, all around the world. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of family members that's pissed off, that's angry, that's frustrated, that their family would have been alive today if they had the money to get the proper coverage to take care of the family. Unfortunately, what Luigi did not change nothing. It really did not. It didn't, things are still the same. The healthcare system is still the same. The pharmaceuticals is still the same. Because a lot of this healthcare companies, they have the big politicians in their pockets. When coming for running for re-election, these politicians, they're looking for the donations from the healthcare companies, from the pharmaceutical companies, to donate to them to run for election again, to run for re-election. Or the new politician that's running right now, they're looking towards those big giant companies, those pharmaceutical companies. They're looking to the pharmaceutical industry to donate towards them getting a seat in the White House, them becoming a part of Congress, them becoming a new mayor of the city, them becoming a new governor of the city. Them, it's just that they need the money, they need the support. And where they're going to get the support from? The companies with the most money. The pharmaceutical industry is $1 billion industry. The healthcare industry is $1 billion industry. And the people at the bottom is the ones that get, simple and plain, I don't want to say the word, the people at the bottom is the ones that get every day, every single day. But the only way, ladies and gentlemen, to avoid going down the path of sickness and living a life that takes you in and out the doctor's office or in and out the hospital, the only way to avoid that pattern or that path in life is to take care of yourself. Work out, eat clean, eat the food that God and his family had put on this earth for free for us. The vegetables, fruits, God's family put those things on the earth for us for free. Free. The foods that's killing us every single day is the foods that humans are making, humans are creating to sell for money. That's the foods that's killing us the fastest. The chemical food, the processed food. Those are the foods that's killing us and doing as much damage to our inside more than anything else. So for those people out there, man, that is currently right now, as I'm making this video, that's going through a health situation, a health crisis, they're probably in the hospital or, in the house on pain because of some health crisis they're going through. My advice to you guys, man, is to change the way you live life. That's a big thing. You have to get up and learn to change the direction that you're currently in with everything. When you have to go towards your health, you have to change a lot, because I had to change a lot. I used to be close to 400 pounds. And the biggest issue that I faced when I decided to change was to become disciplined with food. That was the biggest issue that I had to face. And now it's after 6 p.m. I live in the northeast of the United States, so it's a little after 6 o'clock in the evening. And all I ate today was a little piece of chicken, baked chicken. Like now, you will not see me in the fried chicken place unless it's the last resort. You will not see me in a fast food restaurant unless it's the last resort that I'm starving. You will never see me in the ice cream store under no circumstances. Even if I take my little nephews, I will not get something for myself. You will not see me in certain places that I know the food that they're selling is going to do damage to me in the long run. You will not see me in those places because I refuse to go down that path, because I know consuming fast food on a daily basis, where it leads you into. Consuming sugary food on a daily basis, where eventually it leads into, what it leads into. I know the path that will take me into. Consuming fried food every single day, I know the path it will take me into. Consuming processed food, all of those deli meats, all of those things that you see in the supermarkets, in the deli, that they say will make a quick sandwich, all of those processed stuff, I know exactly if I consume them too much every day, every other day, whatever it might be, I know the direction it's taking me into. So I do the best I can to stand clear and eat as much of the things that God and His family put on this earth for us all for free. So it's not easy. It's harder to actually do it than it sounds. But if I could have did it, I know anybody out there could do it as well. I used to be close to 400 pounds, and I had to change a lot to be who I am today. I had to change a lot in my life, to become disciplined with the food, to become disciplined with just exercise, to working out, to become disciplined to getting on a treadmill to run, to become disciplined to go into the park on summer days for a run, to get disciplined, to know exactly the foods that I have to avoid in order to live a healthy life. I got disciplined with the food I know I need in my body to avoid going to the doctor 4-5 times a year, to go ending up in the emergency room. I know the things that I have to avoid. I don't like large crowds, because you never know who is sneezing in front of you, who's coughing. You just never know. I live an isolated lifestyle, meaning that I always, and I love being by myself. I isolate myself from a lot of things. So I do the best I can with the power that God gave me to avoid any health situation. Because seeing what happened to Mr. Steve Jobs, the owner of Apple, that man died 50-something years old as a billionaire. He had billions of dollars to give to any doctor to help him, to fix him. And he couldn't be helped. He had to die. So it's very, very important, if you out there that you're suffering right now with a health situation in your life, you're going through pain every single day, do the best you can to get off the medications. Do the best you can to get off the medications. And I promise you, with a little effort into working out, with just a little bit of effort into actually doing physical activities like lifting a little weight, doing a little weight resistance training. If you don't like lifting weights, at least do it twice a week, 3 times a week, 30 minutes a day, 30 minutes, 3 days a week, a little bit of weight resistance training. You don't like doing free weights, go join a gym. There is hundreds of different machines now for every body part that you have. Just go join a gym. Join a gym 30 minutes. Do three different machines and leave. I will highly recommend some form of cardio exercise. You don't like running because you complain your knees or you're too heavy, start walking. Start by walking 4-5 days a week. Just become active. And I promise you, eventually, the medications that you're currently on, eventually they're going to go away, little by little by little. By you becoming active and you taking it upon yourself to watch what you eat, you taking it upon yourself to get up, to actually go outside for that nice little 20-minute walk. Walk at your own pace. I'm not telling you to go outside and run, speed walk. No, go and walk. Get your dog, get your cat, get something. If you want company, just go outside. Walk for 20 minutes and go back home. Avoid sitting down constantly all day. You have to get up and move. It all starts with the food, the choices you make with food. That's your first biggest hurdle that you're going to have to overcome. And everything else comes easier, because I had to go through it. And I'm telling you from my experience, the hardest thing that I had to do to be who I am now is to overcome the craving for sugary stuff and fatty stuff. I'm the person that's talking to you right now that used to love drinking soda. I haven't drank soda in years. I'm the person that's sitting here talking to you right now that used to love eating ice cream. I haven't ate ice cream in years. I'm the person that's sitting here talking to you right now that used to love fried food. I don't consume fried food unless I'm in some food fair or something, and that's like once every 4-5 months. Very rare. You know, like, if I could do it, I know you can do it. I'm the one talking to you right now that's lifting weights. I was born 10.5 pounds. I grew up a pudgy person. I grew up a fat baby. Majority of my life, I've been obese. For the past 7 years, close to 7 years, I've been on a different path with my health. And I've been working out great. I'm loving every single day. Loving it. You know, for you guys out there, if you're looking for a personal trainer and you're in the tri-state area, my email is in the bio of the channel. You could email me. We could have a conversation. If that's something you can afford monthly, I would drive out to you if you live in the tri-state area, which is Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York. I will drive out to you and make it convenient for you. I'll go to your local gym with you. You know, if you have a home gym, I would love to be a part of your journey. I will help you to gain strength. I will help you to gain muscle. I will help you, most importantly, with the food part of your journey. I will help you to keep you motivated and to take the motivation and turn it and make it become discipline. Because you need, at some point, the motivation goes away. But if you could take the days of being motivated and transform it into becoming a disciplined person, you're going to win. Right now, I'm a disciplined person. I don't need motivation. I don't need nobody to call me to tell me, let's go work out. I don't need nobody to call me to say, oh, remember you have to eat this and don't eat that. No, I don't need the motivation anymore, because I'm disciplined now. It's not easy. And I did it by myself with the help of God and his family. That's the only people that I relied on, and that's the only people I rely on every single day. Is God and his family to watch over me and guide me and protect me. That's it. If you need someone other than God and his family to watch and work with you, to help you go through and become disciplined, I could be the person you're looking for. God bless you guys. God bless everybody in the United States. God bless Luigi. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, please don't go the violent route to solve your problems. We all have problems. We're all frustrated with a lot of things that's going on in this world. But Let's figure out diplomatic ways to solve our issues in this world. The violent ways never works. The violent ways shine light for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, and then nothing changed. It goes back to the same. So let's find diplomatic ways we could solve our issues and our problems. God bless everybody in Europe. God bless everybody in Asia, South America, the Caribbeans. God bless everyone all around the world. I hope and pray everything works out for everybody. I know it's very, very dangerous these days in this world, but just always keep faith in God and His family. Always walk with God and His families every single day. Always make God and His family a part of your decision making. Always make God and His family a part of your everyday life. And no matter what the chaos that's going on around you, just do not become a part of it. Stick to God. Talk to God. Have faith in God. Let God carry you through the bad days. Let God carry you through life in general. Always show respect to God and His family. Without God and His family, nothing is possible for none of us. Always remain grateful to God and His family. With God and His family, you're going to be on the right path in life. Don't take shortcuts. Until the next video, guys, I'm going to do one more bend over row and we'll end this video, guys. God bless you guys, man, and thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. And I hope and pray for the best for Luigi and for everybody that's frustrated out there with the system, with the healthcare system, and with the pharmaceutical system, and for every one of us that's building frustration every single day out to live in the hands of God and His family. And if we're going to do something, let's find diplomatic ways to solve the issues. Thank you guys very much. I love you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you guys very, very much for your time. Stay safe, stay positive, and always do what's right in the eyes of God and His family. Always, always treat people the way you would like to be treated. Always keep that in mind. You will not want somebody to solve the issue with you through violence. Always think like that. If me and you have a problem, if me and you don't see eye to eye, if me and you, we're not connecting at the same level, we have some type of issue that we're going through, you will not want me to come to see you with violence. Vice versa. I would not want you to come see me with violence neither. So before we go that path, let's always do what's right for each other. Treat me the way you want me to treat you. Respect me, and I will respect you. Respect goes both ways. Respect is not something that's given. Respect is something that's earned. Let's all unite. Let's all treat each other with respect. Let's all treat each other the way we want to be treated. Let's be kind to each other. Let's make this world a better place by working together, not against each other. Let's work together to solve our biggest problems that we're currently having. Let's work together to solve the problems that's going to come towards us in the future. Let's start working on it from today. And the only how that's gonna happen if we work together to solve the problems. If we work together and we always have God and His family as our guidance, we're not losing. Have faith, keep God and His families first, and things will be better. Yeah, man, listen. Let's get banging, man. See you, boy, every single day. Get up and get it on, man. God bless us all, guys. Stay safe, all right? I'll see you guys next time. God bless Luigi and God bless every one of you guys out there, man. Peace.